For those who didn't know, Durk's father said that, following 3 attempts, he was being freed on bond. The judge was compelled to accept his lawyers.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, for the least for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Consequently, it took the judge 4 days to provide a decision. The news website stated, however, that Lil Durk would not be allowed bond because of his extreme wealth. The feds say Lil Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted bond, as they fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses. The site stated,
"No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is, under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
When Durk's bond was rejected. However, some individuals remarked, "If you think that Durk's wealth is the reason he was denied bond, you don't know anything about." This case, recently DA's brother discovered them. To surprise Durk's lawyers, they are not making it public, but rather keeping it a mystery. The evidence files that I found are really concerning. It is written down. The case has been totally transformed by Ted's new body cam film, which shows him begging to turn on Durk and F members. For a long time, Durk's bond request documents were filed. What did Ted say to the feds? Didi's brother and Durk's main hitman, Ted, was detained by police at a local convenience store with a revolver in his pants pocket.
Really? Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Ted was being brought to the police station before he had even entered. As he spoke to the police, he sobbed. "I swear I'll tell you everything about the killings." It was too late, but he hoped he could avoid going to jail.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Taking a position inside the waiting cell, Ted is shown crying hysterically and expressing his desire to turn on murderers he knows escape from prison.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, all right?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
Durk's close buddy Bazoo responded live on Instagram as the court paperwork showed that their family's last name had been stolen. Everyone assumed that Vonnie, or D, was King Van's cousin. His brother's name is D.
No more know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all just threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about money a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
The jail. But things worsen, and everyone becomes perplexed when DJ Academics claims that Vanny is allegedly spying on Durk.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out that his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, you know, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, you know, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
This explains the lack of a correlation when paired with the data that is currently available. Many people missed one update. Over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery. Member Jam supplied them with the evidence. The feds believe Durk paid to get these two people dealt with. Number 1, Stephen Mack, who got Durk's brother Dathing. Number 2, F. According to an update from the court, when Durk found out that Jam was wearing a wire, his baby mama died. The federal government says Durk was imprisoned because of Jam for all 3 offenses. During this Instagram live, Durk saw that Jam was gripping the top of his jacket and spoke into a wire.
Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have an architect. Having who? I'm having a dare. School's out of town.
Durk was aware of Jem's strange behavior for months prior to his imprisonment. Durk, according to the announcement, had been playing 3D chess the entire time and was certain Jem would do the same. From a great distance, people probably don't realize that you could understand and comply with me if I spoke to you for only 5 seconds. According to Durk, he no longer tells anyone, not even his friends, about his new home. Jam snitching reveals his degree of melancholy.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like, I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the
everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
Durk's $50,000 recipient. Jam took offense at the people in the background of the Instagram stream.
What's name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get in the middle so big mama get the chicken, bro.
See that?
Feed
For my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof,
Bro got out what?
You know that we did.
How many you did off?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
When they went shopping for jewels together, they showed how close they were to King Von, and the federal authorities investigated the individuals in the Instagram live. Backdrop.
Solitary
Hey,
stone.
we just looked at him. Good, man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
They are pinning Durk in yet another M scenario because of F congestion. These Instagram stories showing Durk laughing the following day and dang, who was posted 30 minutes after Stephen Mack's death, were shown to the judge.
You can't see other shit. What? Tweak on my folks. Hey, somebody always said slap con. Somebody always said slap con.
Because the prosecution has been deleting his evidence, which will help him win the case. Durk still has a chance to be released from prison.
Another allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this.
He says the prosecution's case is becoming worse since they can no longer use Durk's lyrics. Since the authorities only used lyric evidence against Durk and are no longer even using it, Durk's lawyer thinks the accusations are ridiculous.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Attorney Drew would easily admit that they wanted to go above and beyond in light of the current charges, but that this might not be the wisest course of action. Durk claims that when academics asked him whether he would entertain a plea deal, he said, "No, we're going all the way."
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this. Seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
In an attempt to win the case, Durk's attorneys are keeping this information secret.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is...
According to online lawyers, Durk will even be released from prison, just like Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, He actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted. And I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
He went on to suggest that similar to gangsters, this has occurred in cases and that the prosecutors are most likely unaware of rap.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
The press said that prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. The federal government is aware that hip-hop connects people, which is why Brick Baby was recently placed under arrest. There are rumors that a new informant is circulating in the courtroom. According to sources and attorneys, Brick Baby, who was taken into custody during the most recent gang investigation, is planning to turn on rapper Durk. They think Brick Baby will be forced to turn over everything on Durk to the federal government because of the timing of both arrests. Brick Baby was probably nabbed last week, together with Big U and Loose Cannon in a Rollins 60s gang takedown. You can't say Durk never slid for Vaughn because they got Lil Pab. Durk stated in a live broadcast 3 years ago when the feds initially asked him for M for hire due to Brick Baby. In response to Durk's imprisonment, Brick Baby said during live broadcasting that he had notified the federal government of Durk's presence.
But was this an attempted hit or
Well, they can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why?
Like,
who died? You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash?
Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
Brick Baby went on to say that he is loyal to Quando Rondo, and that if Durk had asked, he would have revealed his location. In addition, the feds told me they had a location and an Atty from Durk's song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had to ask me, I probably would have been coking if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd up in.
Right.
The federal authorities will eventually force him to turn on Durk since they have him under arrest and are filing serious charges against him. But did you know that the feds have accused Charleston White of being responsible for Brick Baby's arrest?
I'm the one that put the feds on Brick Baby. I keep telling you, y'all niggas think I be playing. When Brick Baby went to Houston and was playing on the internet and put that $10,000 stack on his head and indirectly said, hey, I got some money on Charleston's head. And he continued to act like he was pursuing me. I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement friends. So, not only that, we filed a report with the feds in LA, along with the LA County Police. I swear to God.
Charleston White, who was ecstatic when Durk was arrested, is another somebody who does not hold a lot of admiration. For him,
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
You might be surprised to learn that Durk's wife, India Royale, was caught cheating shortly before he was freed from prison. India, Durk's baby mama, was spotted at a party with her hand on another man's leg, according to a tweet. India responded the next morning after one of her friends shared pictures of the video.
Family, do we know you? Yeah, you a grown man. Do y'all remember when men used to like lay concrete, change tires, go to war? Now these niggas on the internet gossiping all day. Like, what's happening?
As this gained popularity on the internet, 6ix9ine and DJ Academics would share their opinions.
All right, so you want to bet 10,000 right now that hold on.
Told about some other
we talking about India.
She's a good girl. She's
you
a
met her?
I haven't met her. But,
so why you saying she a good girl? Like
because I hear the drama about everybody's relationship, and I know any rapper who could say something about me and they got a public girl, I could tell you who your girl off when she was mad at you. Like, I know all of that. I've never heard no dirt about her. Just to keep it a beat. Never heard nothing about her, period.
All right, but she gonna be faithful to the trial.
Yes.
Anything after that?
I mean, you never know how it goes. I mean, if somebody, how does it go if somebody's, again, I'm not wishing upon him, but if he get life, like, how did that go with your girl? She's supposed to be faithful or no?